Hi everyone. I'm going to walk you through the new Excel course format to get you used to some of the differences between a regular Blackboard class and an Excel class in Blackboard, and also show you how to access the resources that your students will be viewing and the knowledge checks that they'll be taking. So the first difference that you'll notice when you log in, I'm using Marketing 113 as an example here, is that there's a course homepage. In our regular classes, students and faculty come right into the announcements page, but here we do have a course homepage. It gives students a little introduction to what the course is and it's new Excel, and it also has a Getting Started button. This brings them to, I can show you, some information about the final assessment, because that's the main thing that they're going to be working on as far as their graded activity, and also provides them with the syllabus. So we do really want students to familiarize themselves with that first, the basics of what they're going to be expected to do in the course before they start getting into any of the units. So the syllabus here, a roadmap, these are just some nice infographics that tell students kind of how to make their progress through their summative, and read about the final assessment, which they can click in there. You all should be familiar with the final assessment. For these classes, they are all the same as the regular classes. Now, one other thing you'll notice is that under course information, that is where you will access the dashboard. Right now, it is being paired, so you might not have access just yet at this point in the term, but please check back there regularly, or I'll let you know once we've confirmed that it's available. But you should all be familiar with what the dashboard looks like and how to operate it from the meeting we had with Russ. And if you haven't seen that, you can check it out in the ADJ classroom. All right, now to the resources. The resources are located in the learning path. Now these resources are for the most part chapter readings, but there are some other resources available to students to master the learning objectives, such as videos or PowerPoint slides. And those are all located for students here in the learning path. But you'll notice that when you log in as an instructor, this is what the learning path will look like when you click on it. It's allowing you to edit it as the instructor, or me as the team lead. Of course, students won't see that. So in order for you to access what students will see, all those resources, you need to go into student mode, which is right up here. So you can say enter student preview by clicking on this icon up here on the right hand corner. And we'll have to go back to the learning path from here. So now if we click on learning path, it will look quite different. We'll just give it a moment to load. Now, you'll notice that it has a button that says Start Here. This is for students who are entering the class but haven't yet taken the diagnostic. And of course, when we log in, we see this because of course we haven't taken the diagnostic either. So until the diagnostic is done, all of the units are locked. You can open a unit. As we can see here, we can open Unit 1. But you'll see that the status of each resource is locked. So if we wanted to go into this learning objective and see what the readings are, we won't be able to. You do have to do the diagnostic first. At least that's how it's designed for now. Thankfully, it's not something difficult to overcome. You can just do a dummy submission, start here, and begin diagnostic, and do a dummy submission that way. So it also gives you the opportunity to see the questions that students are being asked. So if you want to read through all of them, you can. It's quite long, and it gives you kind of a time frame for how long students have to do it. Certainly, if you were to truly take the whole test, it wouldn't take you that long, but it is lengthy. But you can just submit without having answered anything if that's your prerogative, and that should unlock all of the units for you. All right. So now if we go back to learning path, everything should be unlocked. Now you notice that those little locked icons are gone. You'll also notice that nothing is accomplished. So 0 out of 2, 0 out of 3, because since we didn't answer any questions correctly or at all on the diagnostic, we didn't accomplish any of the learning objectives. Students will come in with different amounts of learning objectives accomplished. Some will have accomplished a lot based on their prior knowledge. Others will have a lot left to do. So it's really dependent on the student, and those are the things that you're going to be looking for in the dashboard. You won't come here to the learning path to see any individual student's progress. That's captured in the learning path. This is just to give you access to what they're reading and what their knowledge checks are asking them. So now we can go into a specific unit. This unit only has 2 learning objectives. And then we can check out a learning objective to see what students are being asked to review, to read, and then what questions they're being asked in their knowledge check. So this is useful information, especially if students are asking you a specific question, like, I don't understand this question on the knowledge check. Now you know where you can go review it and understand it better. So these are the resources. They're listed here. And there are optional resources. So those they can look at any time by clicking right here. If they don't pass the knowledge check, they will pop up for them, and in the computer will suggest that they read those before trying the knowledge check again. So we can take a look at what the knowledge check looks like. This is a static multiple choice type of quiz. So students, it looks a lot like the diagnostic. Students will just answer questions. And I'm just guessing here. And submit. And then they will click submit. And it will not let them know which ones they got right and which ones they got wrong, but it will give them a score. So they know that they only got 50%, they have to go back and do it again. It lets them know that right here. Based on your knowledge check score, use the recommended resources to do better next time. So return to lesson, we'll see that those optional resources should pop up now. So these are all, now these say recommended for you, and these were the required ones from the beginning. So those new resources come up to the top so that they're directed towards those first, assuming that they've already read these 4 that were required already. And then they can go back and retake the knowledge check. They can take the knowledge check as many times as they want. Until they get an 80% or better. That's passing. So with a knowledge check that only has 4 questions, they do have to get all of them right. Some knowledge checks are longer. It depends on the learning objective. So those are how you will you can familiarize yourself with all of the readings and other resources and the individual knowledge checks. So you notice that there will be quite a bit of knowledge checks since each learning objective has its own little mini quiz knowledge check at the end. But we do have 2 weeks to go over all this, so you can take that time to familiarize yourself with all this now that it's the first term. And then for future terms, you'll already be familiar with it. But this is the basics of how to access everything. Once we have full pairing with the dashboard, I'll make another video to show you how to access that.